Hello, Alan.
Hello, good evening, good evening.
How are you?
Baruch Hashem. How was your day? You travel a
Okay.
little?
Okay, busy, but okay.
Okay, that's good. Every day. As long as you're working every day,
How was your day?
Selling is like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you're a bum, right?
Yeah.
That's the old saying is. You got to be a salesman every day. Oh.
You still visit the customers?
Not much, but I go see them sometimes. But most of the time they come in. Come in. I look for deals. That's my main business, and I find
Oh,
some.
I see.
I mean, I got to sell it also. Nobody else does it. I do it myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay. Little by little.
So what kind of merchandise? I never understood that.
Anything that I can buy at a deal. In other words, any closeouts I buy, all from the soup to nuts, across
I see.
anything. I got such a variety of stuff. So I go to warehouses and I find out what they have left over or what's I'll tell you how it works. Let's say XYZ company stores by this warehouse, and they put it in the warehouse, and they have leftover or they don't sell it, so they walk away from it owing the owner of the warehouse money. So they walk away from it. So the owner of the warehouse has the merchandise, and so they don't pay. So they take that and sell it. That's how they get paid for the rent. And so I come by, I know these people for years, and I buy it from them, at a discount price, whatever I want to pay it. Whatever they get out of it is found money. So that's how it works out. So, it's interesting, but it's yeah.
But you have to do big volume, right?
Yeah, it depends upon what. I used to be a bigger volume, but now smaller guys come in too, and they look for me because they know they get deals by me, but they can't get anybody else. So they have a big margin.
Oh.
They can make a margin, bigger margins they can if they buy regular merchandise. So that's how it works.
Okay.
So,
all right.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
Kufir Gimel, 113.
Okay.
So we asked the question, why can a Ketana do miyun and why can't the Chreshes do miyun? The imkein mimni v'lo nasbilo. If the din was that you could marry a Chreshes, but she could then do miyun, and a Chreshes would have no time limit. A Ketana is 9 years old. Once she's 12, she can't do miyun. But if you would give permission to a Chreshes to do miyun, because it's only rabbinic kiddushin, then she could do miyun anytime. People won't marry her, and we want people to marry her. So we're going to point out other differences between the marriage of a ketana and a marriage of a chreshes. If a ketana marries a Kohen, she eats truma, but a chreshes does not eat truma. Does not. Heid Rav Yochanan ben Gudgod al chreshes. Number one, we learned this yesterday or 2 days ago, that just like when a ketana is married off by her father, it's kiddush midaraisa. Same thing when a father marries out a chreshes at any time. That is, she goes out with a get, not with miyun. A 9-year-old ketana who marries a kohen can eat truma. But a chreshes does not eat if she marries a kohen. Afraid the Gemara, why? We're concerned that a kohen cheresh will marry the chreshes. So the question is, so why is that a problem? The lechel. Kot noichel nevelasu. A cotton who eats nevelas, you don't have to separate him from eating nevela. So, gzeira shemayachil cheresh bepikches. A Kohen cheresh who marries a pikches, since there's no das, there's no good nisuin, therefore she would have no right to eat truma. So, a regular Kohen marrying a chereshes can't eat because of a cheresh who marries a pikches. Freit the Gemara, at least cheresh bepikches nami lechel betruma rabbanon. The status of a cheresh marrying a normal woman is kiddusha midrabanan. So let her at least eat truma midrabanan. For example, in a flower pot, produce that's grown in a flower pot not connected to the ground. So minator, it's not. There's no chiyuv truma, but midrabanan there is. So let them at least eat truma midrabanan. And for the Gemara, we don't allow that because then they'll come to eat Truma Doraisa. We ask other questions. A Ktana gets a ksuba if she does miyun. But there's no ksuba by chreshes. So the imkin, again, we give the same answer. Mimni v'lo naspila. If she gets a ksuba, nobody would marry her. Where do you see that a ketana gets a ksuba? It's not. Hamima enes. The ketana does miyun. Vashnia va'ailanis. If you marry a shnia or an ailanis, so in those cases, ein lahen ksuba. Aval yotze beget, it requires a get, and they don't get a ksuba. Uktana yesh lo ksuba. So the Mishnah says a ketana gets a ksuba. The chereshes minolan delas le ksuba. Where do you see a chereshes doesn't get a ksuba? The Tanya. Cheresh v'shoite shenotzu pikchos. A male cheresh or shoite marries a normal woman. Afal pishin sbakeach a cheresh. The cheresh learned how to speak. V'nishtapa shoite, the meshikah became normal. Since at the time they married, they had no das, then there's no marriage, and therefore ein lam alem klum. Now, rotzu lakaimon, if he wants to keep them after he became normal, then yesh lang ksuba. Upikech shenos chreshes or shoita. A normal man marries a chreshes or shoita. A filu kosav lameimona ksubaso kayemes. There is a ksuba. Nay sheratza losuk bin chasav. He did it with his own free will. Even though Chachamim didn't mechayiv it, it's like he's damaging his estate, and he has the right to do it. That's only time at the Ratza. Haloi Ratza ein lo. It's mashma that the Chreshes doesn't get a ksuba mi'ikra din. Why? The imkein mimni v'lo naspila. If it was required to give a ksuba to Chreshes, people wouldn't marry her. So they had to incentivize the man marrying a Chreshes. Ihachi pichas lecheresh liskin laksuba. A cheresh who marries a pichas should also get a ksuba. The imkein mimni v'lo misvi. The normal lady won't marry the male cheresh. So the Gemara says it doesn't work that way. A man wants to get married much less than a woman wants to get married. So you have to incentivize the men to marry the women, but not vice versa. There was a deaf mute in the neighborhood of Rav Malkio. Rav Malkio married him off, and he wrote a ksuba for his wife. Amar Rava, even though he doesn't have to. Listen, if he wanted to have a maid, he could have bought a maid. Wouldn't he buy her? He has both. He has a wife and a maid. Don't say that too loud. A woman's married to a cheresh and she's mezaneh. B'shogeg. So normally b'shogeg, you'd bring a korban chatas. The thing is, it's a suffix whether this is considered she's an Eishes Ish. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. Now, whenever you're in doubt whether you have to bring a korban chatas, you bring an asham toli. So Shmuel says that an Eishes cheresh who's mezaneh b'shogeg brings an asham toli. Now, based on that, Leiba Messiah lay, let us the following brisa supports this. Chamisha lo yisroinu. V'imtarmu ein trumas and truma. 5 people should not separate truma. If they did it, it's not truma. Eloin cheresh shoytev a cotton. They don't have das. V'ator meshen shel. You can't give. I can't go into my friend's field and give truma. V'nochri shetar shel Yisrael filu b'shus Yisrael. A goy who separates truma, it's not truma. Ein truma so truma. So the cheresh mice is nothing. It's not even considered a suffix. So maybe, again, this is a raya that it's Asham Tolu. So no. Huda Amar Krab Lazar, the time Rabbi Yitzchak Amar Mishra Rabbi Lazar. Trumas cheresh lo seitze l'chulin. A trumas cheresh cannot take out l'chulin. They should suffix. So we see a cheresh action does have some action. So Isfir Rabbi Lazar Asham Tolu na milachayev. So based on Rabbi Lazar, you shouldn't mechayev at Asham Tolu. Here comes a technical answer. So the classic case of Asham Tolu, the normal case is you have a piece of fat in front of you. You don't know whether it's permitted fat or prohibited chaylev. And you eat it. So we know you ate it. And somebody comes around and says, oh, that was prohibited chaylev. So you ate chaylev b'shoigeg. What do you bring? You bring a korban chatas. That's the classic case of a korban chatas. Let's say you have 2 pieces of fat. We know one of the...
Ernie,
Yes.
why wouldn't you bring an Asham Taloi there? Because the guy said he's a vadaut that it's chaylev.
Yes. Yes. B'vadaut that it's chaylev. 1 piece, the person ate the piece. We know for sure he ate the item.
I know. So you have
And then the other person
Shuman.
The other person comes and says, yes, you ate a piece of chaylev.
But it could have been Shuman.
It's not. I'm describing the case where a person would have to bring a korban chatas. If he ate shuman, he doesn't have to bring a korban. But the guy who comes...
But if there's a suffix, if he doesn't know, if there's 2 pieces there.
Hang on.
Okay.
Step by step. First, we describe the basic case of 1 piece. And let's say the guy who comes, Walter, was the butcher who butchered the animal. And he knows, that the fat that was lying there was chaylev, the prohibited chaylev from chaylev al-aksolim. So remember, ish echad, eid echad is neman bisurim. So if he says that's chaylev, it's chaylev. And therefore, the person who ate it would have to bring a korban chatas. He ate it b'shogeg. If he ate it, I know it's chaylev and I ate it, there's no korban chatas. Now let's say you have two pieces. One is chaylev. We know for sure. And one is shuman. And he eats one of them, but we don't, he doesn't know which one he ate. We know he ate one of the pieces. So maybe he ate shuman, maybe he ate chaylev. So that's a case of safek chatas. Maybe he needs to bring a chatas, maybe he doesn't. Then you bring an asham tolu. The asham tolu suspends you. That's why it's the word tolu. It keeps you in abeyance until, let's say, the guy who really knows, oh, you know, that piece you ate on that day, that was a piece of chaylev. And then you go and bring a chatas. Or, we'll see later on in Krisus, when the person dies, he gets his final kapara. Means he doesn't have kapara. The Asham Toli is toilet him until his misa is mechaper.
But an Asham Tolo is much more than a chatat, I think. You pay much more money.
When you say more, what do you mean more? It's a different korban.
It's a different korban, but I think you need to, I think that the halacha is there by an Asham Tolo, that an Asham Tolo costs more than, you have to bring.
Whatever. An Asham has its own dinim.
Right.
Asham, not a chatas. So it's a more kesef, right? It's got its own dinim.
It's got its dinim. The dinim of kesef are
But the
way
dinim,
bigger than
but
a
by the way, both a chatas and an asham are considered kodshe kodshim. The shechita is in the north.
Right.
Only the kohanim can eat the meat. The meat is eaten, but not by the bailim. So
I guess,
chatas and asham are both but they have the way you prepare it is different. Chatas has to put the dam on each corner, and asham is only 2 out of 4. So yes, we're going to learn. It's a different.
I guess Sveika is much worse to live with than a Vadai.
No, I would say like this. You did an Aveira but shogeg. The kapara for that is a korban chatas.
Right, because you know what you did.
Now by the suffix, you need a kapara, so the ashram told it, but it's not a full kapara because we don't know what you did. So
but it's taloi whether you did it or not, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you a chance here to be mechaper.
No, but you're not mechaper alone with the ashram toli. Your misa is mechaper. Then they line up all your ledger. Oh, yeah, ashram toli, and now his misa that chet is taken care. Or as I said, 10 years later, someone shows up and says, "Oh, you know that day." There were 2 pieces of fat, and you ate one of them. I was there, and I knew that the one on the right was chaylev. You ate chaylev. So now he brings a korban chatas, because now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know he vadai ate a prohibited chaylev, and now his kapor is complete. If somebody came and said you ate shuman, that's okay. The Asham Toli, he also has complete kapor, even without misa.
But he's allowed to eat shuman anyway.
That's what I'm saying. The
korban
so didn't have to be brought.
Nothing took place.
Correct.
Nothing took place.
That the Asham Toli was offered.
Today we don't have any of those vehicles to clear up sfeikus.
We have tshuva.
But it's not the same as an Asham Toli.
I'm saying we have tshuva. We have Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur cleans up all of those averos. Except Bein Adam Chavero. These are things Bein Adam Lamakom, and Yom Kippur takes care of those. That's why part of the vidui al chet shechatanu asham talui.
Yeah, right.
Stay there. Al chet shechatanu korban oila. Al chet shechatanu chatas. Al chet shechatanu asham talui.
I think this is the first time we learn in the Gemara about asham talui.
No. We've had.
No.
Where did you have asham?
No. The
concept of Asham Talo is the first time it's here in this. I'm telling you. When did you have it before in Shas? This is the first time it comes up.
No, I think we've had it before. We've had Shabbos by Shabbos.
They're
the same thing because you have sometimes where we've had Asham Tali before.
I'm not sure.
It appears multiple places in Shas.
No, but I'm telling you, this Yevamos, the concept of Asham Taloi, okay, you can check for me. Okay, I don't want to stop there.
But by the way, this sugya reveals a certain deep concept in Asham Tolu that we don't have elsewhere. Meaning, so the Gemara says, if you hold like Rabbi Loza, you should bring in Asham Tolu. So, Ba'ina chaticha mishtei chatichos. This Mandamar holds that in order to bring Asham Tolu, the case has to mirror shtei chatichos. It can't be a suffix in one goof. It has to be a suffix in two goofim. And here we're going to see the suffix is this marriage a marriage or not a marriage?
As he talks about Hashem Tole, where there was two women in the house and he lived with one of them, he didn't know if it was wife or his another one. So there's many cases of Torah.
We had it in Shabbos as well. There are many cases, Okay. So, me by Rabbi Eliezer chaticha mishtei chatichas. Does Rabbi Eliezer, in order to be mechayiv you Hashem Toli, require that it has to be that you had two pieces and you ate one of the pieces? Vatanya. Rabbi Eliezer Omer kvi. Kvi is an animal. We don't know exactly what it is. Some kind of ram or deer. So they don't know whether it's a behema or a chaya, or whether it's a beria bifnei atzma. Kvi chayav al chelbo asham toli. So you're allowed to eat the chaylev of a chaya. If you want to eat chaylev, you can eat chaylev of venison. It's only chaylev of a behema that is osra. So that animal behema itself is a suffix, is it a chay or behema? Now, Rabbi Eliezer says if you ate chaylev of a kvi, you have to bring an asham tov. Now, why? That's not shtei chatichos. It's one goof, the kvi, and we have a suffix, what it is. Based on the rule you just said, you shouldn't be chayiv in asham tov. So, Eina Chanami, Shmuel Savak Rabbi Eliezer b'chada, u'polakala b'chada. Shmuel agrees with this with the din of cheresh that he has to bring an asham tolu, but he doesn't agree. He argues regarding that issue of whether you need shtei chatichos or not. Shmuel holds you don't need shtei chatichos. That's why eshes cheresh ain't chavel asham tolu. It's only one goof. It's not shtei chatichos. Now, Ikid Amri, other people learn that this Masorah came down differently. That that not like we said before that ein chayavin, but chayavin. Because here we'll say he holds that Asham Tol can be brought even not shtei chatichos. Now we're going to ask it by a kasha. So we say several like Rabbi Eliezer. Here he holds like Rabbi Eliezer completely. And therefore, even one goof, you'll bring an Asham Tol. Okay. Boy Ravashi. My time in Rabbi Eliezer held, based on this, that he's chayv and Asham Tol. So what is the suffix here? Do we say mifshit pshita le de cherish daita klishtahu? You know for sure that the das of a cherish is weak. It's just miu mesafkele idaita tzilusa, ilav daita tzilusa. Does the das ever clear up or not? But lo'ilam chada daitahu. But he has one basic intelligence level all his life in one darga. O Dilma, pshitale the daita klishta v'lav daita tzilusa. It's partial that his mind is always blurry and it's not clear. And so what suffix is there? Even the itim cholim vitim short. Sometimes he's well and sometimes he's not well. And lamay nafkamina lotzia ishto beget. The nafkamina would be, could he divorce his wife? This guy has one das his whole life. The same das that he had when he married her, he has the same das when he divorces her. Kiddushin, kach gerushin. Since we allow kiddushin, we would allow gerushin. Now, if you say yamrit itim cholim itim shoit, sometimes he's well in his mind, sometimes he's not. maybe Kiddushi Matzah Makadish, Gerusha Lo Matzah Makadish. So maybe the Kiddushin he'll do in sound mind, but the Gerushin he won't be in sound mind. He's not allowed to divorce without a sound mind. So take. We don't know this Chakira we can't answer. Then we said in the Mishnah that if the woman became Meshigana, you can't divorce her. Now, we already know you can divorce a woman against her will. So if she's Meshigana, so what? So you divorce her. We don't need her das. So in fact, Amrav Yitzchak Dvar Torah Shoyta Miskareshes. A woman who's Meshigana, you can divorce her. Minat Torah. Mididava Pichas Bal Korcha. Just like you can divorce a normal woman against her will, you can divorce, you don't need her will. So a Shoyta doesn't have das, doesn't have will, doesn't make a difference. Minat Torah, a husband can do it. So Umatam Amru Eina Meguresh. So Chazal made a gzeira that a husband cannot divorce his Meshigana wife. Shelo Yinhagu Ba Minag Hefker. Because a woman like that doesn't know how to be shomer herself. She'll sleep around. It's minag hefker. We can't allow that. Now, hechidami, what kind of Michigan is this? She knows enough to watch her get, that she doesn't lose it, and that she watches herself sexually, modestly. So, minagi ba minag hefker, so there would be no minag hefker. So you're going to tell me she's a Meshigana to the point she cannot watch her get or herself. Well, Dvar Torah Shotim is Gareshes. Doesn't make a difference. We don't need her das because Minat Torah you can divorce her. However, why does the Torah say you have to put it in her hand? She needs a yad, a halachic yad, in order to be able to watch her get. She cannot hold on to her gerushin. She doesn't know how to watch it. So even in a Torah, such a woman who's on a low level of das would not be able to be divorced. A normal woman that you chase out of your house, she doesn't come back. But a Meshigana comes back. So
Why can't we be afraid that a woman who in this state husband can't give her truma because she'll give it away? Why aren't we afraid of that?
who says we give her truma?
We do. A man can give us. We just learned before. A man can feed his wife truma if he's a kohen.
No, we said ketana. But we said chreshes, no.
I thought he said chereshes.
No, we said chreshes, no.
Okay, I thought it was okay. Because she'll give it away. She won't watch it.
No, because of Gzeira, that a kohen cheresh will give his wife. And a kohen cheresh doesn't have the power to feed his wife truma.
But a pikeach can give it chereshes truma then?
No, because we said it's all one Gzeira.
Oh,
Chereshes doesn't get truma.
okay.
So this woman is going to keep on coming back to the house that she was sent away. So really, Minat Torah, there's no get. So lo tzricha yodas lishmar gita v'nei yodas lishmar atzma. We're talking about a Meshigana woman. She has the capacity to be shomer her get, but not enough to protect herself from being abused. Dvar Torah shotim is kareshes. So Minat Torah, she could get divorced because she fulfills Yad Lagarish Atzma. But for Amr Rabbanan Lo Lifkesh will not go with Minag Hefker. This is where the Minag Hefker came in because she can't be shomer herself. Amr Abaya, Dekanami Diktani Gabi Dida. When it comes to the man, Ishtat Teis Lo Yotzi. If he becomes Meshigana, he cannot divorce because, but there it said Lo Yotzi Olamis. But by her, by it says nishtat teis lo yotzi, by him. Just he cannot. Excuse me. by nishtat taste, it's by her. We say lo yotzi, but by him, if he became a Michigan, lo yotzi olamis. Why? Why was a different language? Shmami nohada raisa drabona. The shoita Michigan can't divorce. That's midaraisa. But the drabonon is when she's a soita. Minator she could, but the Chacham said she can't. Rav Yochanan ben Nuri. The boy Rav Yochanan ben Nuri. Ish pshita levisha kama boile. Rav Yochanan ben Nuri said, how come when a woman is nischare, she gets to be divorced, but the ish that is nischare cannot be motzi? So, by a man who's a cherish, is a pshita lay that he can't divorce v'ishak b'boile, and he's in doubt whether you can divorce a chereshes. Odilma, isha pshita lay that you can divorce her, but it's by ish cheresh he has a question. Come a boile. Toshma. So midika amrule ein adoma isha megarish leish amiskareshes. A man who divorces is different. A woman is divorced whether she wants to or not. But the ish has to have das. Shmami no. So in a chalami, we learn that way. We bring proof that ish kama boile, that his shaila was regarding the man. He was mistapek, not by the woman. The Mishnah said this din has a special difference because of what that a woman can be divorced against her will, etc. So from the Mishnah you can learn either way. Rav Yochanan is speaking to the Chacham. Lididi ki hecha di ish lo matzu megarsh isha nami lo megarsh. By a cheresh, just like the man of cheresh cannot be megarish, the isha cheresh also cannot be megarish. Ela lididchu, but you say the isha can. Maishna isha, maishna ish. Amrulay nadoma isha megarish liisha miskareshes, because an isha can be miskaresh lirtzon of a shalol lirtzon. Then the Mishnah said, "Hey, Rav Yochanan ben Gudgoda, that a ketana chereshes that got married by her husband, who got her father married her Rav, those Nisurim are not Torah. And when she gets a book, she becomes a bokeres, she needs a get. He's giving a get. He says to Eidim, I'm giving this get. The Amar law, he says to the woman he's giving, Kinsi Shtar Chavzer. Here's a loan document. And she puts it in her hand. But it's a get. So she doesn't know what it is. Arezu Megureshes. Right? Because even by Nasinas a get, the woman doesn't have to know that it's a get, because she can be misgarish whether with knowledge or no. Listen, if you throw a get into her courtyard, she's divorced.
Yeah.
Okay. Mila on Rav Yochanan ben Gudgoda lo ba'in daita, right? Because she doesn't need das on Chanami lo ba'in daita. So pshita maybe because he tried to trick her, and he said, "Yeah, here's this loan document." Maybe he's betule batle. He was mavatal what he said to the Eidim, which he said Ru gets that. Maybe he's mavatal the get. Kamash Malon. He issued the batle if he was coming to nullify the get. La Eidim of a karmeluhu. He should have said it to the Eidim. Umid lo amar la Eidim lo batle lo midi. He didn't mavalish the get. He's embarrassed to divorce his wife, so he doesn't want to tell her it's a divorce. Here's this. Here's a laundry list. Turns out a get. Rav Yitzchak lost keys in the Rishus Harabim on Shabbos. Also, the Kabbalah Rav Tas. Amrlei. Okay, we'll see what Rav Tas told him. Today is Wednesday. Have a good Chodesh, everybody. Tomorrow we will learn at 7:30.
Why? We don't have to. There's no shir tomorrow.
Shir tomorrow? Okay, we can learn at 8 o'clock.
There's no shir tomorrow. I don't think there's a shir. You know that.
Okay, no email came out?
Yeah, there's no she. He said we're off.
Said
for a
that
couple
he's
weeks.
taking a summer vacation. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly.
he told me Sunday. Yeah, he told me that I think he's going to Laguna for a while.
Okay, so 8 o'clock
Okay.
tomorrow.
What was that? 8 o'clock
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Harold, we can
Yes.
learn at the Dodger game together.
Not a bad idea.
What do you think about that?
And with Jeff's hot dogs?
It sounds like a deal to me.
Okay, Harold, I'm ready for the deal.